Boxing is a sport where anything can happen, but it's no secret that the best moments are when cocky rats finally get what they deserve.
To get active.
They all get brutally knocked out. In this video, we will watch the best and most deserving knockouts of fighters with zero respect.
Very aggressive.
This cocky fighter did the unexpected when he was asked to touch gloves.
He's came into the elite, he's picked up a lot of skill and technique, but as you can see, he's too hungry, he's throwing the strikes already.
And it was finally time to fight.
Referee John Waterman gets it on, so let's see if he can control it. Let's see if he can channel it when he needs it most. Good low kick there.
He's made Richard hungry, I would have thought, by the initial winding up. As you can see, both men are grappling to ground. Attila's based out well at the moment. Attila's basing well, he turns, he rolls well.
The dirty rat dominated his opponent, but he wouldn't let go when the referee told him to, so he had to deal with this himself.
I mentioned earlier about the idea that it was striker versus grappler, but Attila's background is vale-tudo as well, so very similar in certain ways.
Grant Waltman looks as though he's struggling to pull Attila off of his opponent. Grant actually had to restrain Attila to stop him from fighting. Attila's getting aggressive. Stupid behavior by
The referee nearly put him to sleep, but it's really unfortunate that he didn't collapse.
Guys, what was it there?
Ryan Garcia faced a cocky fighter by the name of Braulio Rodriguez who wanted to establish dominance even at the weigh-ins. He was confident in himself that he would knock Ryan out, and he didn't miss the chance of disrespecting him in interviews.
Que me tiene miedo con una gallina, que mañana él va a pelear con un boxeador que soy yo.
Because you're scaring me, you're a chicken. Tomorrow you're gonna fight with a real man who is me.
But when it was finally time to fight, his mouth wasn't there to defend him anymore.
For him, though, of late. Let's see if he was up to the challenge.
Even in the first round, Ryan's flashy hook sent the adversary down, teaching him a lesson about how the fight would go.
Many of them young opponents. Most people don't do that conventionally. Garcia goes nicely to the body.
They both have great jabs, and they're using them.
13 knockouts in 16 fights. He's here for one of the announcing teams. Good hook! And Rodriguez goes down. That fast. In survival mode immediately. A hard jab already. And Rodriguez is rocked. Right hand, Garcia. He's trying to survive.
The Dominican thought that he was in a hugging contest, as he had no other choice but to hug Garcia after he was getting his ass hooped.
His scouting report, he thought against Morales, more experienced competition, sometimes it doesn't happen. And just as I was about to say, he whacked this guy with one shot.
And again, Rodriguez has a...
Even after eating all those punches, Rodriguez continued mocking Ryan in the ring.
Braulio Rodriguez, obviously. He gets booed. Look, trying to get close.
Powerful at all. There's those little short shots. Like
New York City debut, middleweight champion of the world.
You can't
quick, lightning fast hook from Garcia. Get by that extended left hand, and he does. Right hand and a hook by Garcia. Rodriguez.
And after so many punches that landed, Ryan finally put him down with a crushing combination, and he was finally taught a lesson.
So do I.
Rodriguez is bringing it.
At any time.
Hard right hand. Wow. How did he weather that? Another one. And a hook. And down he goes. Rod Lipton got to 10. You're supposed to count, and he did.
Vitaly Klitschko might actually be the classiest champion we ever had, but that didn't stop a cocky Derek Chisora from slapping him in front of an audience. That was personal, and Klitschko feared for his opponent's life, as he kept mentioning in interviews that didn't want to knock him out, but preferred to punish him for the whole 12 rounds of the fight. Throwing one big punch at a time, Klitschko pounded away the cocky Chisora with mostly his right hand.
Vitaly Klitschko, wäre zu genau das, worauf diese Gegner häufig hoffen, weil man das auf den Videos so schön sieht. Da sind doch genug Lücken.
Round 4 proved to be a close one, but it seemed like Dr. Iron Fist was controlling the pace, and swelling had already started to appear on the face of Chisora.
Noch nicht unter es noch kein Break-Kommando gab. Aber kontrolliert von Vitali Klitschko. Da unten noch spannend. Ja, auf den Weltmeister dahinter. Es ist einfach so. Es ist ein bisschen wie beim Auto. Fußgeschwindigkeit können sie da nicht erreichen und voller Kraft Chisora mehr zu drücken.
With each passing minute grew Klitschko's thirst for blood, and when he saw an opportunity, he capitalized on it.
Kommt, der ist wild. Jetzt mit diesen Haken. Und das ist gefährlich, weil eigentlich ein Konter kommen könnte, aber es kommt kein Konter. Und dieser Infight, dieser Nahkampf, das ist nicht unbedingt... Dreht sich auch mal ein bisschen weg. Chisora nimmt den Schläger. Ja, kommt nicht richtig mit dem vollen Hammer durch. Da war die rechte.
Klitschko dominates the last rounds with more activity and using his reach to keep a fistful of leather in Chisora's face to halt his progress.
Wilder Versuch nochmal, da lag alles drin, alle Wut und alle Hoffnung, dass das doch noch klappen kann. Heieiei, ein Licht.
Even after the fight, Chisora came face to face with Klitschko and refused to give him his props. While being in the post-fight press conference, David Haye challenged Chisora and came face to face with him.
You want to fight me?
Derek Chisora will never forget that night because he was given the boot for a full 12 rounds, suffered a broken jaw a few hours later, and is a living example of why you should never treat Klitschko disrespectfully. Salterin versus the Aussie Mihailovic was expected to be a hard-fought fight, and even from the very first seconds we had a knockdown.
Against the southpaw.
Mihailovic, who got dropped, seemed to have upped the pace and was throwing some good punches that made his opponent do a dirty act and punch during the breaks.
He's tying him up, waiting.
Mikhailovic used all of his anger and kept connecting leather to Salterin's face until the very end, teaching him a lesson.
Stuck on the ropes, punching himself out of the ropes, and he's dropped him! And he's dropped him good!
Saltarin's still showing plenty of boxing there. He's a couple of rights and
he's got him stuck on the ropes.
Closely.
And Saltarin.
In an English classic war, Sabri Sadar knocked down his opponent, but surprisingly tried to punch him while he was down.
To get to the final of the... Oh my goodness! I'm good enough to find...
This act alone let everyone know that this would be a dogfight.
Just do that. You don't...
Sadarai's cocky behavior didn't stop here. He continued doing flashy moves in the ring. All that until he was finally humbled.
Tells a story. Oh, great shot! Left hand, right hand from Maxwell. Well, where did that come from?
Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte had a past. They had fought in the amateurs where Dillian had grabbed the victory and kept mentioning it to Joshua's face along with other insults.
That wasn't no experienced boxing fight. That was a barn fest. There was no skill involved in the fight. That was like a street fight. That's all it was. You were shy, you got disheartened, you got beat down at the end of the fight, you fold over, you was running away.
Best of luck December 12th. Be a man.
I don't want to shake your hand. I don't need to shake your hand. All this fake.
Boys.
Listen, I don't need this. You can stand up and try and stare me down. I don't care.
Dillian had mocked Joshua a lot, and it was finally time to see if his mouth would keep up with his fighting. Even from the very start, Joshua took out his anger on Dillian.
Jabbing, and we get to see.
Joshua to the left hand, Whyte in trouble already. Take it to Joshua, but you've got to think what you're doing. He's not thinking enough. He's far too right. He's not set himself properly. A great shot from Joshua. Sees that right hand coming.
And you can't get it to this kind of fight. Keep Joshua at bay in some ways.
But he's not.
Dillian Whyte can keep using the jab. It'll keep Joshua
again
busy.
with one of those left hands. For the second time, it's the left that's shaken. Here's a wobble. And then it right comes through. Joshua sticks his tongue out at Whyte. Whyte in survival mode here. Whyte is starting to come apart here already.
Whyte's got to hold. Whyte's got to hold. He's got to hold.
Frustrated after such a beating, Dillian Whyte hit Joshua after the bell.
He's got to clear some of the cobwebs.
Oh man, that was Joshua hit after the bell and Whyte not having any of it. Whyte's lost control.
Doesn't want to get disqualified. He's a boxer.
However, Joshua kept his composure and finally knocked Dillian to the shadow realms for good.
Gets another right hand through. The leg, there's a grin from Whyte, but the legs are betraying him, and down he goes.
He's hurt.
Surely, unbelievable at the finish. Joshua.
Usyk might be the most respectful fighter we have today, but despite that, fighters still disrespect him. Marco Hunt had done the dirty act, and he would be next in line to be punished.
Tucking up tightly with a hard left hand to the body. Such a twinkle-toed individual for a man who possesses.
Huck was being outmatched from the opening round.
Left hand to the body, point forward, but it's a two-phase attack to wail away to the body. Good right jab in evidence.
And he continued to be hammered in the later rounds.
Left hand just a few moments to right hand, wasn't too far away from Hook, and he comes forward, making his presence felt when the two men came together at the press conference. Usyk gets back onto the front foot, coming forward with a single-phase attack, but short to the mark, and now beginning to bring uppercuts through the middle.
And he finally got his lesson in the end.
That left hand to the body caused him to wilt. Again, he's trying to fall out of the corner. Uppercut ripping through the middle. Robert Byrne poised the hook. All of his strength being put to the test. Usyk working away furiously. Shots underneath. Robert has stepped in and has waved it off.
And that wraps up the reasons why you should never disrespect your opponents.